Feature story news in Washington. I'm Simon Marks with the Weekend Review. And the week ended with U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen warning that America will hit its debt ceiling on January the 19th. She says she plans to implement extraordinary measures to make sure the United States continues servicing its debt. The news contained in a letter to Congress indicates that a political battle lies ahead over public spending and whether to raise the government's borrowing cap. It came at the end of a week that saw year-on-year inflation in America slow to 6.5% in December, news that President Biden heralded at the White House.
As inflation is coming down, take-home pay for workers is going up. Workers' wages are higher now than they were 7 months ago, adjusted for inflation.
But reporters weren't interested in inflation. They wanted President Biden to explain the sudden discovery in his Delaware home of a second cache of classified documents dating back to his time as vice president. Some even stored in his garage alongside his 1967 Corvette.
What were you thinking? Well, I'm going to get a chance to speak on all this, God willing, soon. But as I said earlier this week, oh, by the way, my Corvette's in a locked garage, okay? So it's not like you're sitting out in the street.
The Attorney General appointed a special prosecutor, as he did with Donald Trump, to see whether the nation's secrets have been mishandled. The British government unveiled anti-strike proposals earlier in the week that led to fury from trades unions and the opposition, with strikes continuing to hit the National Health Service and waiting lists for treatment lengthening. Health Secretary Steve Barclay conceded emergency services are being hit.
I and the government regret the experience for some patients and staff in emergency care has not been acceptable in recent weeks. I'm sure the whole House will join me in thanking staff in the NHS and social care who have worked tirelessly throughout this intense period.
Meanwhile, university lecturers will take part in 18 days of strike action at every British university in February and March, and say they will refuse to grade papers in April. The Russians and Ukrainians battled both physically and rhetorically over whether the salt mine eastern town of Soledar had fallen to Moscow's mercenaries. Ukraine insisted that it's misinformation being spread by the Kremlin and that the battle continues. The US and Japan deepened their defense cooperation in a bid to stand up to China. Prime Minister Fumio Kishida visited the White House on Friday with his foreign and defense ministers at the State Department and Pentagon earlier in the week. And the world of music mourned this week. Jeff Beck, the guitarist, died of bacterial meningitis, aged 78. And on Thursday, Lisa Marie Presley, the singer-songwriter daughter of Elvis, died suddenly.